Gamers, it is time to watch Cat with Blue Hat's 25 things you missed in the Nod-Krai 6.0 trailer for Luna 1 version. I honestly thought there would be more than 25 things to miss in this because it was a super long trailer, but let's dive into this 15-minute video and see what we did miss, because I'm assuming it's going to be quite a bit.
This is where our spaceship landed when Lumine and I first arrived in Teyvat.
Yup. We finally know where the twins landed when they first arrived in Teyvat 500 plus years ago. They didn't directly land in Kalmar, but in Nod-Krai. Yeah, it's a very interesting point. However, since Nod-Krai was first to be affected during the cataclysm of 500 years ago, it meant that Nod-Krai was the closest region to Kalmar. Oh, maybe, I mean, if it's the closest region to Kalmar, I honestly thought it would be Sumeru. I thought that's what the door was. But I guess since the latest the latest quest with Lumine and Dane, talking about reviving New Kalmar and finding a place to put it, maybe we'll find that during this patch, during the Dane quest during Nod-Krai. Interesting. Which explains how the Abyss Twin discovered Kalmar in the first place. Indeed it does. Exactly. We also know that the Abyss Twin was summoned by Kalmar into Teyvat. So it's interesting how they landed in Nod-Krai and not directly into Kalmar. Well, not necessarily, right? Because if Kalmar is this kind of underground nation, then they would have had to have landed overground at the very least. But we'll see. Perhaps Kalmar cannot be entered from anywhere but Teyvat itself. Yeah, that's kind of what I vibe with. Maybe that's where the twins had to first land in Nod-Krai to enter Kalmar from it. Yeah, I do think that's probably the case. Now, in terms of the spaceship, though, could this mean that Kalmar is on the inside of the planet upon which Teyvat exists? Yeah, that's what I've always assumed, though. Has everybody not always assumed this, or am I crazy? Or more specifically, it is under the continent of Teyvat itself, maybe even upside down. Haven't really thought about the upside down thing, but maybe. We've seen an upside down statue in the chasm before, which Dainsleeve said was from an even older area. Yeah, I mean, we also saw the inverted statue of the Seven, right, in Mondstadt, technically.
All I remember is Lumine waking me up and us leaving the ship.
So it seems like the twins left their ships in Nod-Krai when running away from the cataclysm. Or during the cataclysm, I should say. If that's the case, how were the two planning to travel between planets and stars without their ships? Well, I mean, they can fly, right? We saw them with wings, but I would also probably just assume that they were going to use the ship, probably. But it does also pose the question, because we're literally just finding out about the ships in the past couple of patches. It's very interesting that we didn't know about this up until like 5 years into the game. It is very interesting. Or were they planning to come back for their ships after some time? Maybe when the cataclysm was over and Teyvat was more stable. Yeah, maybe when we seal all the bad shit in. There's some ghosts or spirits in this area. Yeah, this reminded me a lot of Enkanomiya. Surumi, sorry. Yeah, Surumi with the boatman, right? Definitely in Azuma. The island which had a problem with ley lines, which is why they existed, why the ghosts existed. Yeah, I guess we could also probably bring some knowledge from Natlan into that, right? With the ley lines in the Night Kingdom, because of a web. Interesting. I'd have to look into that, actually. That seems quite interesting to look into. So perhaps this place also has a similar problem and why they couldn't pass on. More than likely, yeah. We're going to get some of that for the Lightkeepers, probably. God, the Wild Hunt looks so sick, dude. It seems like the spirits are drawn towards the Lightkeepers' lighthouse. Yeah, drawn towards the light. We know that the light used by Lightkeepers was from a priestess of Frostmoon Scions. Jesus. So perhaps these spirits are drawn towards the powers of the moon. It's very plausible. I mean, it's incredibly plausible. Let all mortal flesh keep silent before the light. Oh, Jesus, dude. These hands seem to represent the will of the Wild Hunt, or the Abyss. Yeah, I'm assuming there's going to be one big mastermind behind the Wild Hunt. In Natlan, the Abyss used the memories of the Pyro Dragon to create a vessel for itself. Gasoithoth. I can't remember. So who exactly is the Abyss copy in this time in Nod-Krai to take this form? Oh, true. I guess it could just be mimicking something. What would it be in Nod-Krai? I guess it could be something from the Cataclysm then, or even prior to the Cataclysm. I guess... I'm trying to think, actually, what we'd know with these big-ass hands. I don't know. I can't even think who they would be mimicking. I would assume some kind of dragon, maybe even Nibelung, but that wouldn't make too much sense, I don't think, for Nod-Krai specifically, but we'll see. The Natlan Weekly Boss also creates an arm out of the ground. Oh, shit, it does. And this boss is also an abyssal entity just like the Wild Hunt. Wait, that is very true. I didn't even think about that.
Viewing the world through human eyes is like looking into a kaleidoscope.
Flins!
It is so complex and yet so beautiful.
He looks great, dude. Does this mean Flins doesn't have human eyes? Or is it that he's not human at all? Ooh. He's very pale as well. Whichever the case, he seems to have a special vision to view the world. Oh, I do wonder if his elemental sight is going to be different. Kind of like some Natlan characters' elemental sights are different. That could be quite cool. The special program also mentioned that he's the only one who could understand the Wild Hunt's words. Ooh. Maybe he's like born for the Wild Hunt or something. So there's a lot more to Flins than just being a Lightkeeper. Like this half and half here, it kind of makes me think, what if half of him is tainted by the Abyss, but not to an extent of like, you know, the curse of well. Yeah, there's a lot of things that we're going to have to look a lot more into. I'm assuming like Minsleaf and Ashikai and stuff are going to come up with some crazy theories about this stuff, to be honest, guys. I'll keep it real. But the 50-50 kind of good versus evil, it's not even good versus evil. It's like light and abyssal, right? It's a weird vibe, but I kind of dig it. I like it a lot. There's a lot more to Flins than just being a Lightkeeper, indeed. Perhaps this might be the reason why he's the sole survivor of this faction. Jesus, his eyes are very cool. While all the others perished early without the special abilities that Flins has. That is true. Maybe all of the other Lightkeeper's souls are in the lantern.
Ad Astra Abyssal.
I can't believe she's the Catherine, bro.
Welcome to Nod-Krai.
Genuinely.
Of the Fatui.
The way Sandrone confidently says this when the region is actually autonomous. It seems like she's the type who doesn't want to believe that Nod-Krai is not under Snezhnaya control. It is also very unsurprising yet surprising to see her in the Adventurer Guild's place. Yeah, so I actually had this theory years ago, dude. I remember it vividly, saying that when people were theorizing that she was the one that was creating the Catherines, and then it was kind of confirmed, I was like, oh, what if she's just the Catherine in Snezhnaya? I said not Nod-Krai, because we didn't even know Nod-Krai was a thing back then, but this was when the Winter Nights Lazo trailer was a thing. So this is cool to see. Very cool to see. She's the one who created Catherine of the Adventurers Guild, so I expected her to be in Snezhnaya like this. Yes, same, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. But the Song of the Welkin Moon event did say that an important figure will be welcomed us in Nod-Krai's Adventurers Guild. Yeah, true. That is a very good point, yeah. They did mention that. I didn't think it was going to be her for some reason. I thought that was maybe even too obvious, but I don't know, maybe I'm crazy for that. So it really did turn out for it to be Sandrone waiting for us in the Adventurers Guild. Yeah, it is cool. I don't know. I still like to think that she is the puppet and that this is just another foreshadowing that she is just the puppet and that the big mecha is actually Sandrone, or like the playable character, if we do get a playable character. Since Catherine is also a puppet, it'd make sense, right? But it'd be also, I just think it'd be cool, dude. I really like her outfit and color scheme, dude. I really do. You can also immediately tell that she's based Catherine on her own self and outfit. Yes, looking closely you can see that she's actually sitting on a chair here. Bro, I could have sworn I saw a pyro vision on her side here when I first saw this, but I don't know. It's too low res here to be able to see. Perhaps her Catherine puppet is also nearby and will join this conversation as well. Maybe her autonomy goes through all of the Catherines, right? Maybe her consciousness goes through all of the Catherines, since we can split mind and body in Genshin now, or that we know that we can. And maybe she'll remember what happened in Sumeru with the Catherine and that we saved her.
Please, here we go. And if you ever need anything else...
Bro, so many people get the wrong idea with me and Dori, bro. I'm going to make a whole entire other video about some of this stuff that people just keep kind of misinterpreting. But it's like, listen, the whole community consensus is that Dori is a piece of shit character, right? That nobody likes Dori. Bro, I think Dori's fucking hilarious. I think she's great. Especially with JPVA, dude. Oh my god, the JPVA killed it. She's so funny. So funny.
Your first protocol.
I was expecting Dora to show up later during some world quest or story quest. Me too. I didn't think she'd be there in like 0.0, especially not in the first trailer. But she's one step ahead and even has an entire shop of her own in Nod-Krai. Unsurprisingly, since Alice buys a lot of her goods from Dori, they have a pretty close relationship. We knew about that for a while now. Given what we know about Nod-Krai, her owning a shop here makes perfect sense. Yeah, it's people coming from all corners of the world. It's the perfect place for a store like this. It looks like Nefa has a pet cat adorned with jewelry. Perhaps she calls upon the cat in her abilities. I deadass wouldn't be surprised if this cat can speak. It kind of reminds me of, and it could actually have something to do with, I guess, the cat that was in the quest for Remuria as well, right? Probably not the same thing, but maybe we'll get some more lore on that kind of stuff. And also with the Natlan Night Kingdom quest with the weird statues for the local legends. Looking closer, she seems to have a lot of technology from King Deshret's machines. Bro, everyone say that she looks like she could be the human form of the Dendro Sovereign. Is eating me up, dude. A pep, because I kind of dig that theory, but I don't think it's the case. I definitely don't think it's the case, but I think she could have something to do with... She's obviously got a lot to do with Sumeru. She's taken inspiration from so much, especially with the eye markings and stuff. This city is likely part of some world quest in the region. Oh, it does look pretty sick. Very cool.
Kuuvahki. It is a unique elemental force found only in Nod-Krai, or rather, a pure,
it's like
primordial
magnetism,
form
dude.
of elemental energy.
The special program mentioned that moon wheels use this force for their elemental reactions. Yeah, it's like the blue and red is like magnets, like a push and pull, attract and repel kind of thing. This is the reason why they trigger unique lunar reactions compared to normal visions. Bro, I didn't even notice that, like a black hole. With how it is described as a pure primordial power, does it make it older than phlogiston? Yeah, I think that's a given at this point. I think it's probably the oldest type of quote-unquote elemental power in Teyvat. That's true, then what stopped the dragons from using Kuuvahki instead of phlogiston? True, actually. After all, it was the dragons who created the 3 moons in the first place. Okay, actually, that is a good point that I didn't even think about, to be fair.
That each of their moon chanters has had access to an ancient relic that lets them see the true past.
Yeah. Is this referring to knowledge of Teyvat similar to the book Before Sun and Moon? God, I hope we get more stuff like Before Sun and Moon, dude. But in the main quest, stories to the past that are forbidden to be recorded and hence forgotten from the past.
I am still trying to piece together the many fragments of our past. It is a story not only of the Frost Moon Scions, but also of the moons themselves.
So it seems like the story of the Moon Sisters is not easy to see in normal past. Lorma seems to be trying to collect all such past by using a special ability to see. Was the past forgotten as a punishment when the 2 Moon Sisters died? Or was it their death that erased their past from Teyvat? That is an interesting thought.
We Frost Moon Scions are the last descendants of the ancient golden realm of Hyperborea.
If you didn't know, the city of Hyperborea was swallowed by the sea after an impact from a celestial nail. Yeah, we learned about Hyperborea stuff a long time ago, dude. It was likely a punishment from the heavenly principles. As are most things. Due to the actions of the first angel and Voyager in the ancient past. Yeah, we learned about them in the artifact loadouts.
It is also said...
Freudian slip. The artifact set, I never remember the actual names, but the Skirk one, right?
That when the moons shattered, most of their fragments rained...
God, that statue is so sick, dude.
...upon this land like stardust.
Jesus. Was it really just a coincidence that the twins landed in Nod-Krai? Or were they influenced by something to make them land in the same region where moon fragments landed? My thing about them landing in Nod-Krai as well, bro, is, listen, if we traveled through all these nations that we would have had to get back to Mondstadt and then fish Paimon out of the sea, are we really, like, did we just somehow miss every single nation? Maybe I'm missing something here in the 5 years of Genshin lore. I guess it's probably that we landed in frickin' Nod-Krai, went through the journey, then went to the Sustainer, and then got shot down to Mondstadt again. But I was thinking, like, if in my head, my lore gets jumbled up so much when we get new pieces of information like this, because, like, it fucks with my entire timeline. So I was like, did they land in Nod-Krai, and then did Aether and Lumine get split there because of the Cataclysm? But obviously the Cataclysm happened afterwards. So that's when probably the memory wipe stuff happened, or the memory erasure, I guess is a better term for it. It gets jumbled up a lot. That's why I like to watch lore videos to remind myself, dude. Or were they influenced by something to make them... Wait, what was that? To make them land in the same region where the moon fragments landed. True. Perhaps the twins' arrival in Teyvat had always been dictated by the 3 moon sisters.
successive generations of Frost Moon Scions have always passed down a prophecy that one day the Moon Goddess would return.
You can see a reflection in this scene, so that theory of her having no reflection is disproven. Wait, I don't even remember a theory of her having no reflection. What was that in regards to? Why would that... I was going to say, why would that matter? Because then she probably wouldn't be real, right? Interesting. I didn't see that theory. This scene seems to suggest that Columbina is the prophesized moon goddess. Oh, 100%. 100% she's going to be the welcome moon or the new moon.
That prophecy did indeed come to pass, though not quite.
I still wish to return to the moon that belongs to me.
Yeah, does this mean Columbina is one of the 3 moon sisters? It's going to be so much moon lore in Nod-Krai, bro. I cannot wait. Perhaps the frost moon that stopped spinning. I think that would make sense, right? However, she's described as the moon maiden for now, so perhaps she becomes one in the future. Both could technically be true, I guess. Loma doesn't seem satisfied with Columbina's role as part of the prophecy as well.
The Fatui built their research facility on top of the remnant over on Paha Isle.
The Fatui have already occupied a fragment of the ancient moon and have built this structure on top of it. This looks so cool, dude. This whole area. I adore this kind of aesthetic, dude. It's like the metal pipes and the stone. I don't even know the word for it. It's not exactly steampunk or core punk or anything. It's like I don't know. I actually don't know the word. You see it a lot in like ruins that have been overtaken by more advanced technology, right? And that seems to be exactly what this is, but I love it. The fact that they're built on top means that the piece of the moon fragment must be massive, as they could not move it. True. Perhaps the floating rocks around it are not caused by the machine, but from the moon fragments under it. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think these are also probably... maybe not moon fragments themselves, but definitely debris from where it impacted.
Had their sights set on the one here, too.
This could be Loma speaking. And she might be referring to the Fatui trying to steal the one in Hisi Island. True.
The sacred relic of the Frost Moon Scions. It's been stolen.
This could be the moon fragment or perhaps something else. I feel like it'd be something else. I don't think they call the relics the moon fragments, but maybe I'm crazy. Sandrone's ruin machine robot also seems a lot more detailed in this scene. Bro looks thick. Jesus Christ, dude. Dude, that scene when he fucking clapped and blocked the massive laser was insane. It has glowing shoes and some more machinery on the back. Oh, could this be referencing the element, maybe?
Today's encounter is merely a courtesy call, a friendly warning, if you will. I strongly advise you not to stand in the Fatui's way.
Sandrone seems to be extremely loyal to the Fatui and their goals. Absolutely. I mean, that is 100%. She might even be the most loyal out of all the Harbingers. Maybe even more than the Jester. We don't have enough information for that right now, but maybe.
The Scions will never hand over anything to the Fatui. With your blood, we shall draw an inviolable line in the snow.
I don't remember Nod-Krai having any snowy areas yet. So perhaps they're referring to a divide between Snezhnaya and Nod-Krai. Maybe? Isn't the whole area with the weird, like, thing that looks like partially like a floating nail that's creating like a rift in space and time? Isn't that a snowy mountain? Or no? Am I crazy? Maybe it's just like Whitestone. I thought it was. Oh, so she can stand on her own 2 legs as well. She's just lazy, bro. She's just lazy. The robot seems to be a very powerful unit. Bro, I hope this guy's the playable cat. That'd be so funny. I want him to throw Sandrone as a weapon. Look, she's even got the key here.
You're wrong. Just because Nod-Krai lacks a ruler at present, that does not mean it should not be ruled. We Fatui are simply establishing a new order.
This scene, dude. I wonder if she was celebrating early when she declared Nod-Krai to be Fatui Dominion before. The Occult Quest seems to be about the clash between Nod-Krai, the Frost Moon Scions, and the Fatui. I think it's kind of inevitable here that I don't think either side is going to win this fight in the first patch. I think this is going to be an ongoing kind of plot point. I think it'd be too easy for the Fatui to win or be defeated, to be honest. Regardless of what Sandrone thinks, her robot seems amazing. Absolutely sick. Incredible, dude. Look at this thing. Seems to be using the Animo element, so perhaps Sandrone is Animo as well. That's what I was thinking. That is what I was thinking. But I could have sworn I saw a fucking pyro vision on it. Maybe I'm high. This seems like an attack on the Hisi Island, but they have a barrier against it. Yeah, they smart, bro.
The Curatorian
of secrets has always striven to abide by a policy of strict neutrality. We do not take sides with any faction in Nod-Krai.
Yeah. Seems like Nefer is caught between the clash of Frost Moon Scions and the Fatui. And the cat, bro. Don't forget the cat. Jesus. There's a high chance that the huge cannon of Nasha Town is under Nefer's control. I think this would make sense. Seeing Lumine in the middle of Wild Hunt. Yeah, so a lot of people are thinking that Lumine might also be the missing 10th Harbinger, right? Or the secret 10th Harbinger, I guess, for the Fatui too, which would be very interesting. And I noticed that during the live stream in this scene, it's kind of the first time that Aether is the one pulling away from Lumine. Usually it's the other way around. Aether's the one that's like reaching out, you know, and she's going through the portal or fucking off and running away. In this one, bro, we kind of back up away from her and we draw our sword. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic. Suggests that she's got the Abyss Order involved with them. True. Which, I mean, makes sense. Unless it's an illusion created by the Wild Hunt. I don't think so. I don't think it will be. You can also see the Traveler moving away from the Abyss Twin as if they don't know them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. This was the part.
Are you wondering if your sister might be in cahoots with the Fatui?
Lorma questions if the Abyss Twin is working with the Fatui. The last time we saw them, the Abyss Twin was trying to restore Kamriar. Does it not? Like, dude, I'm gonna keep it a buck here. I always thought it was pretty fucking obvious, and this might sound insane, to be honest. It's just not something I've really spoken about because it really does seem incredibly obvious. Lumine obviously had very close ties with Piero from the get-go, right, from landing in Kamriar, and then following that becoming the Abyss Princess, I guess. I kind of always assumed that she would have a lot of ties to Kamriar and in turn the Fatui, since the Fatui has close ties with Kamriar. But maybe I'm insane for that. I don't know. Which is quite different from the Fatui's goal of opposing the gods. Yeah, trying to restore Kamriar is different from the Fatui's goal of opposing the gods, but it also lines up with the Abyss's goals, right? Of course. It's a bit of both. It's like double dipping.
I suspect your spaceship has been intentionally hidden away.
Yeah, so the Traveler will try to find their spaceship as soon as they arrive in Nod-Krai. Now, the question is, do you all think we're going to find it? If we do, it's not going to be in working condition because we wouldn't be able to leave, right? So I think we'll probably find it, or fragments of it might be destroyed by now. I think it'll be intact, but I think, yeah. I think it's probably going to be where Columbina's little realm is eventually, right? I think she'll help us find it. I think they are going to kind of redeem Columbina from what the voice lines of her say about her being like this pure evil character. I don't think she is going to be pure evil. I think she is going to be classified eventually as misunderstood. I think that is likely the case. And as long as it's written well, I'm cool with that. To be fair, she's Moon Maiden as well. I think it'd make a lot of sense. I don't think it's going to be that big a deal if she's not like the biggest villain the game's ever seen. But I mean, that's just a trope with Genshin at this point, right? A lot of the time, so it's kind of one of those things that you come to understand over time. But yeah, I think we'll end up finding the spaceship. I don't think it's going to be in working condition though for some reason. I don't. With the mystery of who could have hidden it, the most likely person is the Abyss Twins, since they were with the Traveler where they last saw the spaceship. I like to disagree with this actually. I feel like the most likely person would probably be... I have a feeling, and this is just craziness talking here, the unknown god, the shade of space and time, or space at least, right? I feel like she's probably the one that's hidden it. Whether it's with the help of Lumine or not, I feel like she could have probably hidden it within a different like plane, or a different space. And I think that makes a lot of sense. And then, obviously, all of this shit happened afterwards. But we'll see about that, because she is missing as well at the minute. I feel like she's going to have a bigger role to play. After their fight with Asmodee, they were the first to return back to Teyvat as well. Yeah, but again, I feel like Asmodee hid it, knowing that she was going to send us back to Teyvat, because we didn't just randomly appear in Teyvat. She sent us there, I'm pretty certain. While the Traveler woke up 500 years later. So perhaps the Abyss Twin kept our spaceship safe at some place when waiting for us. Maybe. It's also completely possible that someone else like the Fatui got our spaceship as well. That'd be kind of funny, to be honest. Maybe they will use it as a bargaining chip to get us to do something in exchange for it.
past me. Just don't try and stop me.
Although this is something the Abyss Twin says, I still think the one in this scene is an illusion created by the Wild Hunt. Interesting. See, I don't, weirdly. The Abyss Twin is recorded in the Irminsul, so Wild Hunt could easily get their memories and create an illusion. Okay, fair point. Didn't even think about that, but that is true. That is very true. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. I absolutely loved it. I will give that video a like right now, and I will also subscribe. Again, kidding. I'm already subscribed. Go check out Cat with Blue Hat, guys. Incredible video. Let me know if y'all are excited for Nod-Krai as well. Listen, a lot of people since the live stream seem to think yet again, that I'm Genshin's biggest fucking hater, and I hated everything in the live stream, when in reality, I just was disappointed with the Hydro Claymore and some of the quality of life. Everything else was fucking banger, dude. This was a great live stream. I'm very much looking forward to the story of Nod-Krai. Honestly, the trailer itself was like a solid fucking 9.5 out of 10, dude. I never give a 10 because I feel like it could always be better, but it's as close to a 10 as we've ever gotten for a trailer for a region. It was absolutely banger. And I'm really excited for UGC stuff, dude. Oh my god, UGC is going to change the game, I'm telling you. But yeah, let me know down in the comments. Catch you all later.